film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Yeah.
Coming at you from the mean streets of St. Louis, from a basement on South Broadway, the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Because indie film is fun in the can every time.
Yeah.
Wow, he wasn't so negative that
No.
time.
Wow. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, he's been working on that.
That's going to be a good show. Yeah.
It's like a can of fake peanuts where a snake comes out, but it's a can.
Yeah.
And it gets you every time, though.
Exactly.
Every time. Because you think you're getting damn candy. That's not. It's a snake.
No. That's right. Hey, this is the Indie Film Sucks podcast. It's the Indie Film podcast by independent filmmakers for independent filmmakers. So if this is your first time listening, thank you. My name's Mackie. We got Chris Gregg over here to my immediate left. We got Brock, still the bearded wonder. And we got Brittani over here to my right, joining us back tonight. So again, appreciate you listening. Check us out at indiefilmsucks.com. And what do we got on the docket tonight, Mr. Gregg?
What do we got on the docket tonight?
Doc, are we going to prison?
Is that the docket?
Well,
yeah, I guess that would be a court thing.
That would
wouldn't
be
it?
court.
I've been watching The Lincoln Lawyer. Have you guys ever watched that?
I heard there's a new
seen the
season
movie.
out.
There's a new season.
I've-
Oh, there is a movie. That's right.
Who's in the movie?
I forgot that it was
Matthew
movie.
McConaughey.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta go watch that.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I've not seen it, but yeah, there's a
It's not
series on Netflix.
independent, but it's still good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're allowed to have good movies every now and again.
So is the series based off the...
I
I don't
I
know.
believe so.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
true story.
Okay.
The
Well,
movie-
go watch some independent film. If you can't find any good independent film, then go watch The Lincoln
But the
Lawyer.
law and murders and stuff are on my mind. So.
Well, we could just talk about that, I guess.
Or. There's always an
we
or.
could talk about our topic tonight, which is...
Oh, we got one?
We do. We do
Okay.
have a topic.
Man.
I've been putting a lot of research into this.
Personal experience.
Personal experience.
Okay.
Oh,
Man. Build it up. Build it up.
It is reliability.
Oh, because we had a little bit of an issue, from what I understand.
Oh,
Independent film always seems to have reliability issues. Is that a fair statement? It comes with the territory of independent film, no?
not always, but a lot of times. I was talking to someone just last night, fellow filmmaker, a fellow creative, and he told me that independent film has got to be the most dangerous thing in the world that you can do. And I said, why is that? He said, because anytime you are producing a low-budget, micro-budget independent film, you always find death surrounding it. And I'm like, really? What do you mean by that? He's like, well, there's always somebody's grandma died, somebody's grandpa died, somebody's cousin died, so they can't make the shoot. Somebody's dog died, so there's always some
Okay.
tragic reason why so-and-so can't be there.
That's true, I think.
Yes.
I believe it.
It's a risky business that we're in here.
Somebody
Man.
dies every shoot.
Yes.
Somebody you know.
I'm scared to cast the next project.
You should be, because you're going to be killing somebody's grandma
For the third time?
for the third time.
Oh no.
Okay, so what you're leading into is reliability. If you're not reliable, you have excuses? So you're saying there's a lot of excuses on sets, and people use that one because what can you do? Argue?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
I guess that's fair.
So let's take it from the top as the director, right? I think that's the biggest person. Well, okay, let's take it back. Independent film, it's skeleton crew,
Sometimes.
skeleton cast sometimes.
I don't know.
Every-
I've been on independent film sets that have too many people.
Everybody wear multiple hats?
No.
Okay.
Not in this case. No, everybody had their own little corner of the production. And
Did you have
there was a lot-
reliability issues?
We did not.
Okay, well, that throws that out the window.
We'll get their names and numbers after this is over with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I guess what I'm leading towards here is whose responsibility is it in our company? And we can just take our company, right? Is generally falls on you, Chris, to pull everybody together, draw it out, and do those things, and then try to lock some people in, right? So it's very important that the dates we set out, because we're on a limited budget, we've talked about this in the past, we're
Yes.
on tight schedules, that everybody commits to what was the expectations in showing up, right? So when anybody isn't reliable, whether it's, I don't know, right? I'm trying to go somewhere to take this on a place where does it fall from a sense of when we're hiring people, what the expectations are from people being reliable? Because you're trying to hire reliable people.
Yes.
So,
Which is generally why in independent film and also in big budget Hollywood films, you see people work with the same
Over and
people over and
Yeah.
over again.
Yep.
Because
Because they trust him.
Yes.
They know them. They'll show up and not only do good work, but also like be decent to be around for 10, 12 hours a day.
absolutely. If I have a fatal flaw, and this is honest to God truth, if I have a fatal flaw, is the fact that I enjoy bringing new people into
Circle.
the circle.
I don't think that's a fatal flaw,
Well-
but I understand where you're going with that.
And
like,
yeah.
because it is a risk when it's somebody you don't know. It's a risk to give them an opportunity, which
It is
I wish that
absolutely a
more
risk.
people would take. What's the word I want to? Take it serious. I wish more people would take that seriously.
that's right. So, reliability in a sense of, were they unreliable to begin with and we just missed it? Right? Because we didn't know?
I think sometimes just life is unreliable.
I do agree with that.
Yeah,
I think so.
actually,
But then it comes down to communication, right? Like surely.
yeah, communication's key. But I mean, some things do happen. Obviously, like something happened to me because I actually did have a funeral to attend to the week before.
Here we go.
But I wasn't supposed to be in front of camera anyway.
Right.
But I could have definitely helped out behind camera if I was available. But I know what you're getting at. You're right. It does seem on any film shoot, something happens to someone sometime throughout the shoot. They can't make it. They might shit their pants or something.
Or they double booked, or
Take that.
and that's what I guess I'm trying to. Brian.
Sorry.
That's what I'm trying to take it in is unreliable, as opposed to we hired an unreliable person,
Right.
as opposed to somebody who something happened that they couldn't avoid, but it still sucks, right? You need to rely on everybody
I guess-
in order to pull off the weekend. And when somebody flakes or somebody has an issue or somebody has a problem, it sucks for the whole thing.
Are you guys like the type of people that think of every possible worst case scenario before you get to it? Or no?
Yeah, especially Mackie. We talk things out quite a bit
We try to, but
because
not.
it costs money if you don't.
I do. I try to think of everything when it comes to certain things. I think Chris is the king of going, let's just work around it and figure it out. I think your whole career has been, you don't expect things to happen. You expect people
done.
to show up and do, but you're like, we're not leaving today. We'll make it work.
Yeah.
Unless a main character or something happens.
I mean, here's what I've come to learn in the realm of indie film. Rescheduling and delaying and cutting days can be the death of a project. If there is any way to still make your day, you should do everything possible to make that happen. If you have to run light with a few people, with cast, with crew, with whatever, if you have to rearrange things to make it work where it doesn't compromise the integrity, then you should absolutely do that. I mean, there was one time, this was years ago, we were shooting a pickup scene. This was on amphetamine. And we needed to have like four of the main actors crossing the street to go from this parking lot to a bar. And one after another, everybody was dropping out because of something happened. They couldn't be there. And we were going through all these, okay, well, we'll use so-and-so to play this part. Okay, well, we'll use so-and-so to play this part. Okay, well, maybe if I shave my head, I'll look like, and that's the point when I go, all right, this ain't gonna work. There's no way we can make this work where it's gonna look legitimate. So we got to reschedule this. But normally I will do everything possible to keep that bus moving, because once it stops, sometimes it never gets started again.
Yeah. And the scheduling of the initial is so hard to begin with. Try doing it again where you've aligned the schedules out. So that's why I don't have a problem with the word reliability, because I think it's important. If you say you're going to do something, be reliable for it. But I think the expectations, and we talked about this before on the podcast, of what people, especially if they're new to us or to a different shoot, is what is the expectation when somebody is asked to be on? Because crew gets it, right? They got a stopping point and a starting point, because the sound guy has to do sound the whole way through, right? The DP has to do the DP thing the whole way through.
Hopefully.
Well, no, but talent doesn't. So if a talent gets there early because you didn't have the schedule right, or something happened, right? And then all of a sudden they thought they'd be out by, are they expected for 12 hours?
That's their mistake.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. So it's not somebody being unreliable. It's kind of going, because it's independent film. So, hey, plan 15 hours.
I always feel like it's just better to over communicate than to not under communicate, and to like set the expectation clearly. Like if it is going to be a day that is going to be a little bit more in flux because of one reason or another, then just a heads up, like, hey, it's probably going to be a long day tomorrow, like bring something to do or whatever, but we're going to do our best to, make the most of your time. That this is coming from the production end, right? And just on the experience end. But sometimes, like, especially if you're like working background or something, like, I mean, there's not really much you can do about it. It just is what it is. So
is that what you're talking about, reliability, or just people flaking and not showing up at all?
I'm talking about a combination of the two. So when I say my fatal flaw is wanting to bring new people in, and I still, to this day, I enjoy bringing new people into the process, but I'm also the type of person that if you have zero experience, I'm not going to expect much out of you. But if you have a degree of experience, then I'm going to give you the information that's needed, and I'm not going to hound you about it. I'm just going to check the box and expect you're going to be there.
I mean, that's basically like what happens when you go off to college, right?
Yes.
I mean, you don't have the teachers like on you about your homework anymore.
No.
Like you don't like that. That's
Either do it or you don't.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So if I do that and I say, okay, you're doing this job and you're supposed to be here this time, here's the information, I'm going to give you that. And if you subsequently don't show up,
that's a problem.
Yes, and I'm not going to follow up with you. I'm just going to say, hey, we're never working together again.
That was going to be my next question, is like, how many opportunities of lack of follow through do you allow?
You get one opportunity to no call, no show. And that's it. I can't even say you get that opportunity. If you no call, no show,
you're done.
You're done.
Yeah, it's rough. That's rough. That's why I'm saying, like, the communication, even just an email or something to say, like, something has come up.
I was stuck in traffic the other day for my son's doctor, and I shot him a message because I knew his time was valuable.
If I'm even
right.
like 2 minutes late, I'm sending a text or an email or something. But that's also because I'm a recovering perfectionist, so I'm working on that. But also, I don't.
Recovering perfectionist.
Yeah.
You can recover from this.
You can. I do think you can. It's
sorry.
it's like unlearning.
Okay.
It's like unlearning that habits and stuff that come with being a perfectionist that are the negative. Because there are positive traits of being a perfectionist, in my opinion, but there are also negative traits. Not that this whole podcast is about perfectionisism, but
no, far from it.
Perfectionism.
This is about as far from perfect as you can get.
But I agree. I mean, I think there are different degrees of which I give more leeway. I usually try to assume the best. Like, if something has happened and I'm not sure what's going on, like, I try to assume that they didn't just flake, and then, try to follow up. But I think the hardest part for me is, especially because I love connecting people to other people and like bringing people in, when I do that for somebody and then they're the ones that don't show up, that messes with me.
Sure.
That's tough.
Not that I think that people are thinking that about me. I would argue to say that 95% of the people that I would refer people to wouldn't look at me and be like, oh, that was Brittany's fault. Like, they wouldn't do that. But it does make me feel like, well, I probably won't recommend you anymore. And that sucks because I like doing that.
Yeah.
So reliable, responsible. Like in that sense, like being reliable is, hey man, I'm out of gas, or hey man, I'm gonna be late to there's nothing I can do. This came up in communication. That I think that's fair.
Yeah, that is
to
fair.
say that's still being responsible, right? You've taken on a gig or you've done something, and now you're responsible. I mean, I used to work construction for years, and we'd have our core group just like movie sets. And then we'd have to bring these guys in that we knew they weren't reliable folks. They could show up or they could not show up. You just had to do the job regardless of who was gonna be there. And if they showed up, you went, hey, go to work, and they might stay 2 hours, they may not, but that's just what you got. And I look at a lot of that sometimes on movie sets and just go, yeah, like we say about extras, or sorry, about PAs or folks we bring on from colleges and stuff. You have 10 the first day. And then half the people just go, I'm not coming back, Yep. And that's them going, not what I thought it was going to be. But they don't tell you.
Which fair.
Yeah. Well, I would rather them say, hey, it's not what I thought it would be, man. Everybody, I thought it was sexy and glamorous. And you're like, hey, I kind of told you it's a long day. And it's this. I don't know. Brock, you got something to say, buddy.
Well, you kind of hit on it. The sexy, glamorous Hollywood or even independent film world, for outsiders that don't know any better, it is cool as shit to make movies, because it is cool.
Yeah.
But it's also a whole lot of work, and once people figure that this is not just something you coast through, this is something you really fucking have to work hard at and be reliable. And and a lot of the younger people these days aren't very reliable. Maybe they don't have the skill set to follow through a lot. And I've noticed that from other businesses too. Not all young people, just it seems like
It's a different time. I think it's a different time.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just
The type of work that people are going after is just like easier.
Well, I think a lot of people think that because everybody sees stuff on social media and that's real life, and you're just seeing the good, cool parts of most everybody's day, and they get to something like a film set thinking that's cool and it's easy, and it just isn't, and it's not for them. But as far as the reliability part, the follow through, what I was going to make a point at is, if you have an issue and you're not following through with the director or producer or whoever you need to contact, you can't deal with that on any kind of level with any business really. But when you're trying to rely on these people, and another grandma dies or whatever, it's a small community, and they won't last long in this business anyway.
No.
You mean like they've already used the excuse that their grandma's died? And by excuse, I mean like that's obviously, but like
no.
You're saying that, okay, I get it, I think.
I think we're just using that as the far-fetched,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it is
I get it.
used, and that's funny that you said it like that. I think that's
Well, it circles back to what you were saying, Brock, earlier about it costs money, and that's why people end up with the same core group of people, because they know that they're going to get the job done in a relatively decent amount of time,
Yes.
so it's not going to cost them more money.
I mean, but I'll also put it back on the production, that the cast and the people that do show up have a sense of us being prepared, reliable.
So when you're making like a shooting schedule or something, do you guys build in time for mishaps?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, I feel like that is valuable. I don't know if like higher level productions do that.
Yes.
Have you guys seen that video of David Lynch like bitching about how filmmaking has become, I don't know if it's probably an old video, but
It's got to be, because
yeah,
he's dead.
Yeah, I know. I know, but like, I don't know how old the video is, but he's bitching about how filmmaking is less about filmmaking and more about getting shit done in an amount of time, like a specific amount of time.
But yeah,
There's some truth to that.
No, and he's just like pissed about it, because he's like, when did it become this? Like, I don't want to.
David Lynch can be pissed about that because David Lynch was wildly successful.
But I agree with like, I mean, obviously it's at this point it's systemic. Like within the industry, the industry has created this beast of like, okay, we have to do this in this amount of time. We have to rush this production. We have to do this and this and this. And I don't know. I just feel like
That's because it costs a lot of money.
That's what I was going
know.
to say. Time is money in that, and I've never been on a really professional like
huge
CBS.
set.
Yeah, exactly, like Netflix or something like that. But I would think there's a lot of controllables there. This is full-time jobs.
And it's also unfortunate too that unfortunately, I feel like the reliability factor it goes more into play when you're working on low budget stuff, because
It absolutely does.
I mean, I'm gonna be way more likely to be, I mean, not me personally, but I'm thinking of people who struggle with the reliability thing. Like, they're probably going to be way more reliable if they're being paid $1,200 a day versus $100 a day or something.
And I argue that they would not, because they're never
Yeah.
going to get to that level. Because if you are unreliable at
I
this
agree.
level,
Yeah.
you're never going to rise
No,
to
they
that
won't.
higher level.
No, they won't. No.
That's a
Or
moot
they
point.
will and totally flop. Completely
Or
flop.
they'll show up on the wrong set at the wrong time or do something
Right,
wrong,
that's what
and then
I'm
all of a
saying.
sudden that guy's not going to play around
Right.
because he has the resources to pull somebody else in.
Yeah.
Cast
It is,
or
it's so funny because I'll tell myself, like, especially in regular job life, I'll tell myself, just show up and do the bare minimum. That's all you got to do, Brittany. You just got to show up and do the bare minimum. And I never show up and do the bare minimum. It's so annoying to me because sometimes I just need to show up and do the bare minimum. But in the filmmaking world, I never show up and do the bare minimum because that's just, I don't know, it's just not who I am. So it's like, I don't think everybody functions like that.
Everybody who loves indie film functions like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Everybody who does this not because it's for a paycheck, they do it because it's in their blood. That's how they think. That's the kind of person who's going to show up. They're going to help you pack up their lights. They're going to say, "Do we have everything? You know, did we leave anything behind?
Is the refrigerator plugged back in?
Yeah. Is there anything else that needs to be done?"
Right.
Is the thermostat set back?
Thank you.
People who just in businesses I work in and indie film, the people who will just do the bare minimum, they're gone the next day for real.
Yeah.
Because it's a cancer for one, and two, if they're not in it for the long haul, I'm not investing any more time
Sure.
in them at all. Now, I may bring them to the side and talk to them about certain things, like, you know, this is how we do things here, because, you know, they may have a different background. And they either get it or they don't. And if they don't get it, then I don't waste any time on them. I get them out the door. I do the same thing on a movie set. But as far as the 88mm stuff, when been on production, we've never really had that issue, except for people not showing up, or the flakes, and, you know, they're gone anyway. We don't mess with them.
I mean, we try to set a culture that we're the hardest working people there. Therefore, you want to be just as hardworking.
That's what I'm talking about. Lead by example.
You were on our first set. I mean, it wasn't by any sense of spectacular blowout, all the bells and whistles, but I thought there was a sense of at least professionalism, guidance,
absolutely
trying
not.
to say,
It's
right.
terrible.
There
Never
was
again.
one bell
I
and one
actually
whistle.
quit.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
the whistle was broken.
But
I've been on all the sets with Greg since the beginning, and it's always been ran really well. Even the very first feature.
no, I agree, but that's why I was getting Brittany's opinion on it, because it's when you go on there, we can say whatever we want about our sets. But
I mean, everything that held us up that day was like literally completely out of our control. So.
correct, and the folks that were involved's control.
And I feel like that kind of stuff can very easily deter the morale of a group of people. And
yes.
I don't think it did.
No.
we definitely set a standard, moved on, and then figured it out. But it's because you were on time, the next actor was on time. We had that time, and what did we do? We used
just
that.
hung out.
Well, we used that
just
time to
hung
build
out.
characters,
That is
talk
true.
about certain
Yeah.
things, and for the shoot, I think it worked for us. On the flip side of it, going to work on an unreliable team, production crew, also, I think, works the other way, right? If we were unreliable, like our movies never get put out, nobody's going to work on nobody's going to come work on us. So I think it works both ways, right?
I said it's a small.
I mean, I
world.
had
yes.
I had a filmmaker that asked me to be on 3 separate projects that all got shelved. And I was like, well, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, not investing any more time in that
No.
person.
Right. In
No
one,
offense, it's just I just don't have the time to be.
Yeah, it goes both ways for sure.
Yeah.
depending on what it does go both ways, and I think that's important to point out that if you're not finishing projects, it's a crappy atmosphere, all that's on production. That's controllable as well. So,
But I do feel like for every one bad unreliable egg, you have 5 or 6 really really great
Eggs.
reliable eggs.
yes, I'd say most of the
They're
eggs in St.
hard-boiled
Louis are good.
instead of.
I think
I do agree with that. Yeah, I haven't really. Never mind.
We'll save that for another time.
She's hiding something.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's in the woods.
That's good. Make you think about.
There you go.
Next time you get on set, if you're.
Well, I do have a quick question though, since you guys did get to go on set. Did you get that little bit of a feeling that you're supposed to get before you start shooting a movie?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. There was a buzz. We should interview Kelly.
Oh, Kelly's first time on set.
Yes,
ever.
and
Oh,
yes,
that's
and
fun.
she saw the whole gambit.
Kelly's speech pattern makes it sound like she's talking on 1.5 speed. She talks really fast.
Oh.
Did you, have you ever noticed
I didn't know where she was going with that.
You know when you can, like, on a video, you can make the video talk faster to like get through it faster. That's how Kelly talks.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Now you're gonna notice it. You're like, hey, will you just monologue for me?
Yeah, because I explained
Yeah.
that the recent thing we shot.
That was her first time on a set?
well, not counting a 48-hour film.
Yeah, which doesn't count.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, how long? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like this is not like a normal real production.
Right, right,
This was as bare bones as you could possibly get and still make something reasonable.
Yeah, if she would have been on Rhineland or even Red Night,
Or Sound of Nothing.
yeah, they were pretty busy.
No, they were.
productions.
People had. I mean,
I wanna
everybody
watch
had a
Sound
role.
of Nothing is the zombie movie, right?
Yes.
I want
Yes.
to watch that one.
That's a good one.
You should.
I love zombies.
Yeah. Yeah, but I thought because she was asking me questions, she's just like, "What would we?" I go,
She's so cute.
"There's nothing."
And she got us lunch.
Yeah, everything's set. Everything's this. I said, if you were the first AD, this is what your role would be. I said, when Wyatt walks in the door, you would greet him at the door. You would show.
Were you
where's-
ever a teacher?
No.
That's just giving very educator vibes.
He's taught
Yeah.
me a lot.
No, yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah, but she was very interested, and I
Yeah.
thought it was very exciting that she was just like, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? So she wanted to know, and I said, sometimes it is just hours of nothing.
Yeah.
If you don't anticipate,
particularly
or you don't,
for actors.
Depend
too.
on your role, yes.
Yeah.
depending on your role, exactly. I said, but she was in that role where we loaded the stuff in, we got stuff set up.
Yeah.
Then
I feel like crew is hardly ever doing nothing.
no, but when you're
Correct.
when the director is the sound guy, the camera guy,
Even
and
then, though, like every time I've been, like that one set that I was just talking about, that was an independent film, but it was like everybody had a job. Like everybody was like moving and grooving the whole day. And just like, man.
well, that's what we want. We want to have a
Yeah.
movie big enough where we can
And
count on everybody to do that.
we have had that in the past. This was a active choice not to make a bigger film.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the question was, well, why is that one guy sitting in a corner with his head in his hands?
Sometimes
oh,
it's
that's
just
the
kind
director.
of nice. Sometimes it's just that's so funny. Sometimes it's just kind of nice. It kind of reminds me of like when I've done 4 or 5 back-to-back giant spectacle musicals, which are, I don't know if you know anything about musical theater, but it's just like the huge musicals that have huge sets and costumes and just like so big, so many people. It's like Mary Poppins and all these Les Mis, all these shows that have 50 to 60 people in them, huge cast. And then you get to do a play that's 4 people.
Well,
And it's like the director, the music director, or if it's a musical, like, I don't know, sometimes you just kind of want that smaller, intimate, black box feel.
Yes.
That's what I kind of feel like this is a little bit.
yes,
Absolutely.
This was nice. This was nice
Because we were right on the edge of pulling the trigger on the big 6-figure movie, and we were kind of like, what are we doing here? Why are we doing this? Why don't we think about this? Why don't we make something that's going to cost less money? Because Mackie and I were saying, we were breaking down the scripts, like breaking down everything, and like, man, this is a lot of locations. This is more locations than I thought.
Yeah.
And what, 25 shooting days? I don't know if we're going to fit this in here. And what's the cast? Man, there's a lot more cast than I thought. And all these other elements, like,
Man, I can't
let's-
wait to be
what
on a
else you
movie
got in
for
the hopper,
25
Greg?
days.
let's do something easier.
What else you got in the hopper?
What else? Like, well, I got this one idea. Okay, let's go with
Over
that.
here churning butter on this one.
And hell, before that was, of course, Cruiser, which was a bigger film yet. Obviously, the biggest film we were ever going to attempt. And that was, I don't know, 30-something day shoot.
Oh, yeah, and the breakdown? Yeah. It was.
Yeah, and there was at least 25, now probably 40 speaking roles.
Dang.
Well,
including like very minor one line.
Like day player stuff.
Yeah.
but some of the locations were intense.
Yes.
You know, they were key locations.
Yeah.
You know, like the strip club and the boxing and those.
Big deals.
Yeah,
very big deals.
huge deals that you had to
casino.
multiple days. Well, casino.
Casino.
Those aren't things you just
Recycling
We don't
plant.
have a soundstage, so you can't recreate it.
Soundstage wouldn't work for anything but maybe the boxing. And,
Yeah.
that.
Oh, for that.
Yeah.
Oh, so they really shoot in casinos and stuff to get that?
well, we would.
No, I mean I'm just saying Hollywood Productions.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Swingers did.
Oh, did they?
Casino did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what do I know?
Nothing.
That's right.
But you know what?
Hey-o!
You know what?
You know what
But
we
he
do?
teaches us everything, right?
You know what we do know?
What do we know?
We know about the highs
The lows
I was going to...
and the in-between.
and betweens
It's like, wait, what is it?
of
Okay.
True.
true.
Man, this is...
Okay.
Wow.
We're gonna work
Talk
on
about
this.
unreliable. That's...
We're going to work on this.
Sorry, I was just
We
trying to
can do
get
it again.
more
We're going to work on the intro and the outro. It's going to be the same every time. It's going to be great.
Well, we try.
Well, the intro was good.
Yeah. The second one.
The highs and lows and the in-betweens. Of
True.
True. Independent filmmaking.
Here on
The Indie Film Sucks podcast brought to you by...
88mm Productions.
And you can go to...
Facebook, YouTube.
IndieFilmSucks.com.
I thought you was talking about all the places you can...
You're there too.
Oh, that too. That too, buddy. It's endless. Instagram.
And you can get your movie reviewed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. So check us out.
Please do. Good night.
See ya.
Alrighty.
Indie film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Yeah.